Hello and welcome back to the fourth event of the 2017-18 Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship. We're coming to you live now for race 4 of the weekend, early on Sunday morning, and as always I'm joined by Faisal Azray, driver coach for Formula 4.
Thank you, Aaron. Beautiful Sunday morning, clear blue skies, the sun's on our back. It'll be quite a challenge for the drivers. As they're driving down the back straight, they'll be facing the sunrise. The rising sun, sorry to say.
So we can see now all the drivers are coming out of the pit lane, and they're going to go around the circuit one time to do their sighting lap. And I think that's a car stop there on turn 1.
It's a red car at turn 1. Can that be red or orange? Can't tell from the signal.
So the cars are going to continue around in their sighting lap, and they'll stop for their formation lap, and we'll find out what's going to happen with that car stopped at turn 1 in a moment. Faisal, does that mean we're probably going to have another formation lap, a second formation lap, like in
Depends.
race
If he's stalled 2 and they can recover the car, then it goes on as normal, because he is not on the track. However, if he can start moving now, he won't be able to regain his grid position.
Oh, so he has lost that position. He needs to start from the pit lane.
Yes.
I see, right. So we were talking a minute ago about the sun. I think that's going to be a factor in this race. Sitting in the commentator booth, we're almost blinded by it. I don't know how the drivers are going to cope.
You can see now, as they turn into turn 7, exiting turn 8, and the sun's right in their face. There you go. Heading down turn 9, the most exciting place yesterday, where a lot of overtaking maneuvers were happening here. So this is where the drivers need to be able to judge the distance properly while they're braking and making their overtaking maneuvers.
You were talking yesterday about feeling the car beside you. You're not just looking in mirrors, you're listening, you know where everything is. There's like a sixth sense, as it were.
Somewhat, yeah, because drivers are trained to not just use their vision, it's also their peripheral vision and the feel. They have to feel the car, and sometimes you can sense when there's a car alongside, or even hear it alongside.
Okay, so we're not sure yet what's happened to the car on turn 1. But we'll get back to that, and in a few moments we'll have the formation lap, and in the next 5 minutes we'll start the race, and we'll get down to the action on Sunday morning.
This has been an interesting position here. On the grid, we have Ishan and Kane Shepherd. They'll be starting alongside, just like what they did yesterday.
Just like in race 1.
Remember, and what happened in race 1, turn 1?
All eyes were on turn 1, that's true. So let's just have a quick read through the starting grid now while we wait for the cars to come around. Ishan Perez, as you said, car number 30 is on pole, followed by Kane Shepherd, car number 3. Aaron Love finds position 3, followed by Daniel Cow, Hugo De Waal, car number car number 27. Adam Khaled in car number 95. Mitchell Che in car number 29. Moise Musiafa, car number 23. Hibiki Tara, car number 1 in position 9. Benson Lin, car number 16 in position 10. Alistair Young, 11th. Liam Lawrence, 12th. And Luke Thompson in 13th.
The grid position for race 4 is determined by their second best qualifying lap. However, because of some incidents yesterday, Hibiki Taira was penalized 10 seconds. So he lost his actual starting position. And Moise Mushafa in race 3 also had a 10-second penalty added for an infringement.
That was because of the collisions in those races.
Collision, and for Muiz, I believe he crossed the white line.
Oh, I see.
It seems like we have all the cars on the grid.
So the cars are going to go around now on their formation lap.
15-second board has been pulled in. Here the red.
And we should see the marshal wave the drivers around.
Yeah, they're ready for the formation lap. Hang on, I don't see Ishan. He drives a red car number 30, and he wasn't alongside Kane Shepherd on the grid.
Yeah, I can definitely see Kane's out there by the front.
Now that's Ishan. The pole man is out, even before the race has started.
We'll have to find out what happened there. That means that Ishan is starting from the pit lane.
If he's starting.
So Faisal, we've talked about this before, but just explain to us what the drivers are doing now in their formation lap.
Well, they're getting a feel of their car, because for race 4, as we know, they are now on new tires, so they need to build up some heat, weaving here a bit. They're also warming up the brakes, because again, it's the first race of the day. They're probably even warming up themselves, getting into the right mindset. They're coming down turn 6. So effectively, Kane Shepherd is on pole since Ishan is not in his position.
Talking about Kane Shepherd, he had a brilliant race yesterday night. 4-second lead, but then the safety car took it all away.
Yeah,
something went wrong.
It was so pitiful for him. He had a 4-second lead after 6 laps, and there was a crash between Ishan and Hibiki Taira at turn 9. So there was a 2 laps under safety car. On the final lap, the restart, he lost what, 6 positions on the starting line, and he dropped down to 8th by the end of the race.
It's really unfortunate because it was such an amazing drive, but hopefully this time around nothing goes wrong and he can get his win.
But remember, alongside him is Aaron Love, who's also looking to prove a point. He wants to emulate what his brother did, what, 2 years ago? By winning a race here and setting the fastest lap.
Jordan Love actually, back in the Asia Cup days, he won four races at the one event.
Wow. He did what Ugo did last round at event 3.
He did, yes, that's true. So we can see here in the middle of the grid, 3 Malaysians, Adam Khalid, Mitchell Chair, and Muiz Musafir are all together, position 5, 6, and 7.
Yes, Adam's at grid 6, 7, 8. So they're basically bunched up. They'll be the battle of the Malaysians.
Right behind the Belgian there, Ugo de Wild, who we've seen he's not quite as fast here as he was at Buriram, but hopefully he'll be able to...
Yes. He had some moments. Yesterday, he owned up that he actually tapped Aaron Love on the start, and he was going a bit wild after that. Here we go. They are on the starting grid. We wait for the starters orders.
So any moment now, the lights are going to go out, and we will be underway for race 4 of the weekend.
So there you go. Ishan is not on the grid. We have 12 cars on the grid. Here comes the safety car. The green flag is being waved. Here we go. The guys are climbing. The red lights are on.
And they're away.
Green flag.
Good start by Kane Shepherd.
Kane has covered Aaron. Here they go.
Daniel Cao making a move around the outside.
And Ugo.
3 wide into the corner.
Into turn 1. Ugo's right alongside Daniel Chow.
Can Ugo move up to position? Is that to position 3
I
now?
believe he's gone up to third.
Brilliant driving.
And we've got another blue card as Adam Khalid up to 4th place. Adam yesterday started from pole.
But he had a little bit of a fracas. He broke his front wing.
He bent his front wing and lost 4 positions in the first corner.
Ugo making another move? No.
No, Ugo still third. And Adam wants to make amends here for yesterday as well. So Daniel has gone down from 3rd to 5th.
Oh, a bit wide there. What's happening?
Very wide. That's
Very
Adam.
wide there.
Adam's lost 2 positions by going wide at turn 5.
3 wide here again.
Into 7 and 8. Here we go. Coming down to turn 9. It's Kane in the lead, followed by Aaron Love and Ugo de Wild. And look at that. Who's that? Dive bombing into turn 9.
Coming around turn 11 now. Any moment we'll see what happened with that overtaking move in turn 9. Penultimate corner of the circuit.
It's turn 14. So Ugo now has put his head down as he's chasing up Aaron Love. Coming onto the backside. This is where I said the sun's in their eyes.
So is he going to dive bomb down the inside?
A bit too far.
A bit too far, you're right.
But the top 3 guys are pulling away. Oh, slight lock up there from Ugo.
As we're talking about new tyres.
And new tyres. Not what you're going to do on your new tyres, because you got to do 2 more races after this. On the front straight.
So we cross the line. Kane Shepherd, Aaron Love, and Ugo de Wild, the end of lap 1.
Hibiki Taira. Muiz Musafir has gone up. And where's Adam? He's gone all the way down. Oh dear.
Something must have happened to him back there in turn 5.
Speaking about battle of the Malaysians, Mitchell Chia has gone up to 5th, Muiz is in 7th, and Alistair's up to 9th now.
Coming up on turn 4 now, is Ugo close enough to make a move? Maybe not quite.
I think Aaron's thinking of making a move on Kane, and Ugo's trying to make a move on Ugo's trying to make a move on Aaron.
Coming around turn 5 now.
Car 1, Hibiki Taira. He had an absolute shambles of a race yesterday when he took out Ishan. He was very apologetic about it as well, but he'll be looking at making amends.
You can see now the car's coming down.
There you go. Hibiki dumped it into turn 9, but he didn't actually make the move, wiggling there a bit. That's Benson Lin and Muiz Mushafa coming out to turn 10.
And where is Alistair
Benson's
Young?
in the yellow car, and Alistair's just behind in the other yellow car. There you go, that's Alistair Young, son of Alexander Young.
Coming down the back straight now, you can see Kane leading pack. He has three tenths ahead on the last lap. It'll be interesting to see if he's gotten away or if in fact he's lost.
Seems like they're gonna start bunching up because Daniel Chow is starting to catch them. Daniel's now just under a second behind. There you go. The top 3 is still in the same position, but getting closer and closer.
So crossing the line, Kane has maintained the gap 3 tenths.
Look at the 2 orange cars in the background there.
You can see Hibiki Taira and Mitchell Chia.
Mitchell Chia and Hibiki
side
Taira
by
trying to go
side.
on the outside. Hibiki's made the move. He's gained a position on Mitchell Chia. Beautiful.
But not so good for Malaysia here at home.
Not so good at the moment. So now Hibiki has got to put his head down and catch the leading group.
Which he's seen he can do. He is a very confident, calm driver.
But look, the last lap, fastest lap was Daniel Chow at 2:13.552.
And he's now only 9 tenths off the car in front of him.
Probably the fastest lap so far.
It was a very fast lap, you're right. Yes.
It's like a qualifying lap.
As you've been saying from the beginning, don't discount Daniel Chow.
He's got clear air in front of him, so he's going to focus on catching up to Ugo.
Coming again around once again into corner 9. We've seen some action here in the last few races, and it looks like Ugo, not quite.
If you looked at Sector 1, the top 5 drivers have all done a 58.1. That's how close they are.
All within a tenth of each other in the first sector, you're right. It just proves how competitive, excuse me, how difficult a championship this is, because everyone's in the same car. It's not like Formula 1 or anything else. There's no advantages. It's all just about driving skill, driving ability.
Same cars, same setup. And once again, in Sector 2, they're all doing 38.2. It's Daniel Chow is 38.2. He's closing up to Ugo. Look at that.
Ugo 3 tenths slower in Sector 2.
And Aaron's being very defensive on the back straight. He's staying right on the inside, and Ugo's going to try to take him on the outside of turn 15, which gives room for Kane Shepherd to go away. Yeah. They're going side by side, exiting turn 15, and Ugo's got an inside line for turn 1. Look at that. Aaron's lost out.
Yeah, just slightly better exit, and now he's...
Aaron's been doing the same mistake. This is his 3rd time being too defensive and letting the guy behind him pass on the outside. There you go. He's lost his position.
But we've seen that he doesn't give up. He's always right behind them, and he just needs the right opportunity. He's going to take back that position.
Daniel now is looking at passing Aaron. Oh, side slide there from Aaron exiting turn 2. Probably got on the gas pedal a bit too early.
Somebody was telling me the other day, Faisal, in these rear cars, if you're on the accelerator and you're not in a straight line, you're 97% chance you're going to spin out. Is that correct?
Somewhat, yes. It's the the throttle application, you have to squeeze it, not stomp on it.
It's a gentle game.
Yeah, it's gentle but hard. So lead cars, 1, 2, 3, 4 now is Kane Shepherd, Hugo Deville, Aaron Love and Daniel Chow.
All separated by 1.6 seconds. Top 4 cars.
Is Daniel going to make a move into turn 9? No, Aaron's covering there.
Not quite. He's not quite close enough.
Okay, now, Hugo Deville, as we know, likes to make a move on the last lap.
What he likes to do is overtake the 2 people in front of him on the last lap.
Yes. So his last lap was a 2:13.339, where Kane Shepherd did a 2:13.254. So it's very close. We'd like to see on lap 5 what's his lap times are. See if he's closing up to Kane Shepherd. Because in the sector 1, he was about 1/10 of a second faster than Kane Shepherd.
With that in mind, where is he going to make his move?
Well, with Hugo, yesterday he found 2 places to make his passes. Turn 9 and turn 11. Sorry, turn 11 and turn 14. That's where his favorite passing place seems to be.
I have a feeling about the last corner of the circuit. I think he's going to dive bomb down the last corner on the Class 2.
Possible. Coming down at front straight. Kane Shepherd still in the lead. The gap is now down to under a second. Hibiki Taira has just done a 2:13.201, faster than the lead group. Oh, big smoke there.
Hugo just did a 2:13 dead. That has to be the fastest
Somebody
lap
locked
time
up
so
big
far.
time into turn 1, one of the leading groups. That can't be good for the tires. It's a big lockup from one of the cars.
Hibiki Taira there.
Quietly going about his business. The ninja.
He's 3 seconds behind the car in front of him now, Daniel Chow, though.
And
Not really enough time to make it up, but
he's got 5 laps. But the gap is 3 seconds and their lap times are pretty close. Ooh.
have we missed something? Is Hugo Deville up into second?
He did pass Aaron Love.
He did. Coming again into turn 9, we've seen some overtaking here, but Hugo is a little bit too far back on Kane to do anything this lap.
But Hugo just went 1/10 of a second faster in sector 1 than Kane Shepherd. So he is closing up. Look at that.
Well, we can clearly see Daniel Chow right on the back end of our Aaron Love there.
Yes. Well, there you go. We're going to see some fireworks at the next few corners. Hibiki Taira, he can't really, yeah, the gap's now too big. 3 seconds. There you go. Daniel's making his move into 14, showing his hand.
You never know, though. We had a safety car last race, and I hope for Kane that it doesn't come out again, but...
Okay, Aaron is now staying in the middle. He's not being too defensive. He's learned his lesson from the previous few laps. There you go. Now exiting 15. It's important that Daniel gets a clean exit and on the gas.
Do seem to have lost a bit of time there, Daniel Chow, a little bit further back. Not quite as close as they were on turn 9 and 10 a minute ago.
Exactly. He's now half a second behind where previously he was just 2/10 of a second behind.
Oh,
another lockup by
lockup.
Hugo. He's killing his front right tires. That's the 3rd time he's locked up the front right tire.
First time on this set of tires, though, right?
Yeah, and the new tires, and he's got 2 more races to do. If he flat spotted the tires, he'll get a very vibrating car.
What's important to remember now as well for people in the middle of the grid is starting grid for next race. Concentrate on your fastest lap. Get yourself up as high as possible in the starting grid for race 5.
So someone like Muiz Mushafar, who's doing a 2:13.799, quite close to the race leaders, he's probably got a good grid position for next race.
Quick replay now of the tire lockup with Hugo Deville. As Faisal said previously, this is He's been locking up on this corner
There you
once
go,
or
big
twice
smoke.
before.
That's the third time it's happened this race on his fresh rubber.
Back to the action now.
Ugo struggling. Ugo can't make a move on Kane Shepherd now.
He's definitely dropped back a
Yeah,
good
he's
bit
dropped
from Kane
back.
Shepherd.
He's probably dropping back into Aaron Love's advantage. Aaron's going to be very busy. He's got to defend from Daniel, and he's going to try to attack Ugo.
But as they always said, it's the best form of defense.
Still too far for overtaking. There we go. Daniel now slightly closer.
Coming now into the 7th lap, 3 laps remaining. You can see that Kane Shepherd has a 7/10 lead. 5 seconds, sorry, excuse me.
Take a look behind with Mitchell Chia and Muiz Mustafa. Muiz has clocked 2:13 faster than Mitchell Chia, and he's actually closed up behind Mitchell Chia in position 6 and 7. Battle of the Malaysians.
And again, at the beginning of the lap, Daniel Cao seems to have lost a bit of time in our love.
Yeah, certain part of the circuit, Daniel loses time, and Aaron makes up time.
Just different driving styles, different mentalities.
Different techniques in different corners. Some drivers are faster in this corner, some drivers are faster in other corners.
In your role as driver coach, though, you get to see everyone's data. So, you know, where can these drivers find the most time when you put it all together, put everyone's perfect corner together? Who's best on each corner?
It's hard to say, because some drivers are good on the brakes, some drivers have got more confidence in the fast corners, so it's also giving them the confidence to take the fast corners as fast as the next guy, and some of them have to be coached to press the brakes hard enough at the right moment.
So we're always talking about how he's driving defensively and that's causing him time. So what are you doing differently when you're driving defensively? You're off the racing line?
You're still on the racing line, but you're not on the optimum racing line, and you're probably looking behind, so to speak. So you're not focusing on going forward, and that's when you're actually slowing yourself down.
You can see now, right on the last corner, Daniel Cao's right up behind Aaron Love. This is his opportunity. I think this is where he's going to take him, because in the first few corners of the lap, you can see he always falls back a little bit for some reason.
Through that. And in 6 and 7, Mitchell Chia and Muiz Mustafa, the battle of the Malaysians, they are really close now. Only 0.6 of a second separating them.
So on the last lap, Kane Shepherd was ahead by 7/10, then 5/10 to Aaron Love. And that seems to be about the same. Kane is now 8/10 ahead. Aaron Love still about 5/10 back. Daniel still 5/10 behind him.
It's status quo for now.
2 laps
there
to
you
go.
Muiz is going to make a move into turn 1. Can we see what's happening in turn 1 with the Malaysians?
From behind now, we've seen Daniel Cao make a move here before to win the first race, I believe. Not quite close enough still.
Still too far.
It's all going to come down to the last lap if something's going to happen.
Still holding station, has 2 laps to go. Position stabilized somewhat.
But you got to say, Kane Shepherd's been driving great. He took pole from Ishan after Ishan didn't manage to start, and he's just driven his own race. He's ahead the whole time.
True.
As we said, completely unfazed of what's happening behind him.
As usual. There you go, 2 Malaysians. What's going to happen now? They're really on each other's tails. Muiz is not close enough to take Mitchell. But look at the yellow car looming behind. That
Benson
Lim. So if the 2 Malaysians mess up, the Taiwanese Benson Lim is there to take advantage. Where will Muiz make the move? Mui's first weekend racing a single-seater in Sepang.
Same as Alistair Young as well, his
True.
compatriot.
So Mitchell is a bit of an old hand racing around the circuit, whereas Muis is still new and he's doing wonders.
Coming now into the final corner.
Oh, they're close.
They're very, very close. We always see Daniel Cow's right up behind him. But then there's just now
they get out again. It's like Daniel suffers on the exit of turn 15 and that gives Aaron some room again.
So we're coming into the final lap now. And Kane Shepherd is 1 second ahead. He's pulled out just slowly 1/10 a lap. And Aaron Love is 4/10 behind. And Daniel Cow has dropped back actually. He's now 6/10 behind the car in front of him. Are we missing somebody in that pack?
No. Yes, Daniel's dropped back. Daniel's dropped back.
Very fast.
Something's happened to Daniel Chow. Hibiki Taira has taken his position in 4th place.
In 3rd place.
4th place. 3rd place is Aaron Love.
I'm sorry, you're correct.
So Daniel has dropped back, exiting turn 3 and given the position to Hibiki Taira. Don't see Daniel Chow, the white car 55 at all.
So we can see now coming through turn 9, final lap. It looks, I don't want to do the commentator's curse, but it looks like Kane Shepherd's got his win.
Yeah, and Ugo can't make a move. Ugo's way too far behind. He can't do his last lap maneuvers, his famous last lap maneuvers.
Full second behind at the moment. Kane Shepherd leading them back now. Final back straight.
Aaron Love he seems like he's close to Ugo, but not quite.
Maybe not quite
and
close
Hibiki
enough,
Taira,
but he's going to try.
there you go. Oh, and Ugo defends. Ugo defends. Ugo defends. Ugo's got second. Aaron couldn't quite make it.
He's right on his tail, but no, you're right, just not quite enough. And Kane Shepherd takes the checkered flag.
What's happened to the two Malaysians? Muiz and Michel. There you go, side by side. Did Muiz make the move? No. Michel still got the position.
Again, right
really,
up beside
really
each
close.
other, but not close enough.
Not close enough. Still, it's a nice photo finish for the two Malaysians.
Mitchell Chair in 5th and Moose Musafir in 6th, separated
Daniel
by
Chow.
0.08 of a second.
Daniel Chow has dropped all the way down to 8th.
Something happened to Daniel, corner 1 or 2 there.
Liam Lawrence, 10th. Adam Khalid's also dropped off.
We can see Luke Thompson now, position 11, taking the checkered flag.
So we have 11 finishes. Is Adam Khalid still on track?
Okay, so we know the drivers are now on fresh rubber. This is the first race with these tires. So what do they have to think about for the next race now?
Next race in about 2 hours. So they'll be looking at their data after this. Probably, I mean, have a drink, relax. Ugo, like I mentioned, had about 3-4 lockups. He'll probably be kicking himself for that because he's fresh rubber. And he's going to suffer with vibration in the next 2 races. For the other drivers, guys like Muiz and Mitchell, maybe they want to look at their overtaking maneuvers because Muiz tried for a few corners and he just couldn't pass Mitchell Chia.
So we talked about before, the starting grid for the next race is determined by the fastest laps of this race. And it looks to me like Kane Shepherd set the fastest lap this race. Is that correct?
No, it'll be Ugo de Weil on pole. So Kane probably be in front. No, sorry. And
then Hibiki
Taira. So it's Ugo de Weil and Hibiki Taira on the front row for the next race, followed by Kane Shepherd.
No, sorry, I
Benson,
think that's Aaron Love is actually in 3rd.
Aaron Love in 3rd, yes. Then Kane Shepherd, So that'll be your first 2 rows. Then the rest will come alongside with Daniel Chow, Muiz Mushafa, and Mitchell Chia.
Because he didn't stop, what does that mean for Ishan? Is he now at the back of the grid in the next race?
I believe so, because he's got no lap times. So here's our race winner, Kane Shepherd, come to take his position at Park Farmé. It'll be all smile for him after what happened yesterday.
He's going to be the happiest driver in the circuit. Or he's going to be completely unfazed by it.
This morning, he was the first driver to arrive with Hibiki Taira, and when I saw him in the driver coach room, he was just looking at data, seeing where he could make up some time. So he was really into it.
It's all about mindset, isn't it?
Yes, it's how you wake up on a Sunday morning.
Getting your mind in the right place, finding just a 100th of a second there, 10th here.
Yes.
And putting it all together.
And as we know, Kane Shepherd with his clear visor, look at that, happy boy. His father is here with him. He should be happy about it as well.
His father is with him at every race.
Yes. His #1 fan. Finally.
It's always very interesting at the post-race interview with Kane Shepherd. He always manages to come up with a quote from Winston Churchill.
He loves that quote, I hear.
He does love that quote very much. I'll be interested to see though what he comes up with for winning the race. I think this is his first race win with Formula 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Really? He's never won any Formula 4 race? I've seen him on the podium many times.
He's been rookie winner. He's been top 3.
I see.
But I think this is the first race, if I'm not mistaken.
That's nice. So his debut win in Formula 4.
So we can see now all the mechanics, all the drivers, all the fathers walking down to meet the winning cars.
Some of the drivers probably looking over their own cars. I think I see Ugo looking at his front tires. There you go. He did check out his front tires.
We've talked about Ugo before because he's a very intelligent driver. And you're right, he's checking everything out, making sure what
I'd like to make a comparison.
So a quick replay now of the highlights of the race. We can see the starting grid here. Kane Shepherd had a brilliant start and led from lap 1.
Yeah, he led his position. Daniel and Aaron tried to go around the outside, but couldn't quite make it. And then
I love that. Look at that, 3 wide through the corner.
And Ugo gained 3rd position.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, someone was on fire.
Is that what happened to
Adam Khalid?
Adam Khalid.
Ah. This was the 2 Malaysians, I believe. No, it's
that's
Hibiki Taira passing Mitchell Chia.
78. No, sorry.
There's Aaron Love and Ugo De Wheel competing for 2nd position.
So
that's where Aaron, you can see, was being too defensive, and Ugo just went around the outside into turn 15. And they're side by side there.
Well, we've said this about Aaron Love. As you said, he's learned from his mistake now, but he's always right up. He stays right with the guy in front of him. He just can't quite find the opportunity to get in front. He crossed the line 1/10 of a second behind Ugo.
Yeah, he can focus on following the guy, but when his opposition passes him, he makes it look easy for them. I mean, it's not easy. It just seems easier for the passing car. Here we go, the 2 Malaysians with Benson Lim in the back. So Muiz Mushafa was actually closing up on Mitchell Chia, but couldn't find his way past. Even looking at the best laps, Muiz Mushafa actually did a 2:13.799. Should be on the first 3 rows for the next race.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with the Malaysian drivers in the next race. You can see Kane there celebrating as he crosses the checkered flag. And Aaron Love doesn't give up until the last possible second.
Yes.
So we're just waiting now for the podium. In a few minutes, we'll see the drivers come out and get their trophies, probably presented by Peter Thompson again.
Tag temperatures will be going up. Our next race is about 11 o'clock.
I believe so, yes.
So we've got about 2 hours to recap, look at the data, for the mechanics to go through the cars, make sure everything's fine. I hope Ishan Perez and Adam Khalid gets back on the grid. We saw some flames kicking out from the blue car earlier.
Any idea what that could have been then?
if it's burnt oil sometimes or burnt fuel, but usually it's oil. So Ishan had pole position yesterday, but he and Kane had contact and he dropped down last, but finished 8th in the race. Again, today he started pole, but unfortunately he couldn't start the race. He stopped on the sighting lap.
So we'll have to interview Ishan after the race and find out what happened. And of course, please check out our social media pages so we can keep you up to date with everything. But Faisal, this is, I mean, the earliest possible morning slot, 8 a.m. So what's the difference in the track temperature now and the next race? It's what, 11 or 12 o'clock?
Maybe about close to 5 degrees, 5 to 10 degrees, depending on if there's cloud cover.
And what does that mean for people who maybe don't understand?
When the track temperature is hotter, the tires heat up more, right? So it's also about tire management. In a 9-lap race over a distance of about 45 to 50 kilometers, they need to learn to manage their tires. They can't be pushing too hard. And as we know, the tires are already 1 race old and they have 2 races to go for with these tires. So they need to be able to manage the tires. What they don't want to do is, like Ugo, he's going to be struggling. He's got flat spot on his front right tire, and he's good at tire management, but somehow he's still flat spotted them.
Does it make a difference for him now that he's in pole for the next race? So he doesn't have to try and dive down the inside, so he can maybe that gives him a little bit of leeway with the tires.
As you can see this weekend, except for today, Kane Shepherd winning from pole, the other pole winners haven't get so much luck.
That's correct. And actually, Kane Shepherd as well, he's had some very good starts and got ahead from second position.
Yeah, effectively, today he wasn't even on pole and he won. Right? Because he was just, Ishan Paris was on pole, didn't start the race. Yesterday we had Adam Khalid on pole who lost position on the first corner.
Yes, when he damaged his rear wing.
Front left wing. And in race 2 also, again, the pole winner doesn't necessarily have the best of races.
So as you can see, we're still just waiting here for the drivers to come out.
See the clear blue skies over the Sepang circuit. That's the turn 1, turn 2 grandstand. You can see there's the Sepang F1 circuit right there.
What corner are we looking at here? This is
turn 11. Turn 11 going down to turn 12, but that's the other side of the circuit. The grandstand's on the other side of the circuit, on the mall area. There's turn 1 and turn 2 there. This turn 11 and 12 in a Formula 4 car is just mega. You take it in 4th gear, slight lift in turn 11, exiting 11 all the way down to turn 12. You're on the gas, full gas, 5th gear, and at the apex you're doing 175 km each.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
But put it into perspective for us. Like, what are you doing?
Okay, 175
in a Porsche,
km
for example.
In a saloon car. In a saloon car, say a 2-liter saloon car that usually races here, their apex speed at turn 12 is probably about 151. So this Formula 4 car is about 20 kilometers faster. That's incredible. And they've only got 160 horsepower, but with the wings and the slick tires and the pure skills and bravery of these boys, they're doing it 20 kilometers faster.
And coming down the back straight and the main straight, indeed, they go up to 210 kilometers.
Something like that, 210, 205, depending on how they exit turn 15 properly. Podium, there's Aaron Love of Australia taking 3rd place. Hugo de Ville from Belgium in 2nd. And the race winner, Kane Shepherd of Thailand. Now where is he? Where's Kane? Taking a nap? He always does that between races. Look at him.
You can see there Aaron's mother presenting him with the third place trophy. Interestingly, Kane is both rookie winner and overall winner.
Oh yes, he's also a rookie in Formula 4. That's nice to see a rookie win the race. Hugo de Weil. So does it mean Kane Shepard's father is presenting the trophy?
Yes, that's
It
Kane
is.
Shepard's father there.
Yes, dad giving son trophy. There you go.
Shaking hands with the other drivers as well.
And the rookie winner from Peter Thompson to Kane Shepard. He's gonna need another bag to go home.
Okay, so thank you very much for joining us today for the first race of Sunday, and we'll be back at 2 or 3 hours for race 5.
See you again in race 5.
Once again, thank you very much, and see you soon.
See you soon, guys.